Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So not my usual setting at the moment, but I thought that I might forget to do this in the morning. So I'm just introducing you to this video in preparation for tomorrow. So I haven't been to the plot now for a couple of weeks because the weather here has been a little bit crazy. So a couple of weeks ago, I popped up here that I'd put my polytunnel up, and I had a couple of comments and a couple of messages off of people saying, take your polytunnel cover off because if the winds come, it's going to blow away, might get broken, etc. So I was like, that's great, thanks for the tip, we'll do that, going to take it off. Then realised that the polytunnel cover was wet, so I thought, well, I can't take it off now because then if I store it away over winter it's going to get mouldy anyway, so I won't be able to use it next year because it will become like brittle and gross. So I thought I'll wait for it to dry out, wait for, you know, like a sunny winter's day, and then I'll whip that polytunnel cover off. We then had torrential rains, so I couldn't take it off. We then had snow for like a good week. We had snow on the ground, so I couldn't take it off. And then we've now had really high winds. Oh, I knew that they were going to come. Okay, they weren't really high, but they were higher than I was comfortable with. And when I was listening to the wind outside, all I could think was, I hope my polytunnel is okay. So, also, the other frustrating thing is that obviously the night's drawing quite quickly here at the moment in the UK. So after work and things like that, I wasn't able to get down there to take the cover off because it was so dark. So I was really limited as to what days I could go down to. So it's just not happened yet. It's just not happened with everything else and Christmas and all of those things. Unfortunately, taking the polytunnel off has never been a priority if it's been, you know, doable. Not that it has been doable at all, I don't think. So anyway, I'm babbling. So I'm going to nip down to the allotment in the morning and I'm just going to check on it. Because I haven't been there for a couple of weeks, I'm just going to check that it's all okay. I think it's about 2 weeks that I haven't been there for. So, you know, it's not forever, and over the Christmas period and stuff like that is okay. But yeah, I need to get back down there. I don't know that the polytunnel is even going to, like, the cover is going to be okay to even take off tomorrow because, again, we've had rain with the winds. But I just want to make sure that it really is secure, so if we do get those winds again, I'm not worried at home, because until I can whip it off, I just need to make sure it's secure. And my other thing is, like, it's the end of December now. We want to start growing undercover in January, so is there any point in me taking it off now at this point? Am I too late? Have I missed my opportunity? Am I better off just leaving it where it is? Especially if tomorrow, after the winds that we've had, if it's still in place and it's secure, am I better off just leaving it as it is, you know? Because it's secure, it's been tested in all weathers. Am I better off just leaving it there? So I'm going to go down tomorrow and I'm going to see. The weather looks okay for tomorrow. At the moment, it looks relatively sunny. I've got an absolute ton of cardboard to take down, which was very kindly given to us by a neighbour who'd recently moved in to their house, and they'd popped up on Facebook, on the Facebook group, hey, is anyone moving soon? Do you need any cardboard boxes? Nobody else had commented. You know, I always leave it for people who are actually going to make use of the cardboard boxes first. Nobody had commented for a good few hours. So later on that day, I popped on there and said, yes, please, could I take those cardboard boxes? When I got to their house, I was really cheeky, and they had a huge box outside their house behind the bins that was like a flat box, but really big. So it couldn't be used by anybody who was moving house or anything like that. And I think it was a TV box. And I said to them, can I be really cheeky? Can I also take the box from behind your bin? The reason that I want the boxes is for my allotment. So she was like, yeah, of course you can take my rubbish for me, you know. Yes, please take it. In fact, we've got some more huge boxes that their dining table and chairs had come in the living room. They're no good for people moving houses, but if you need cardboard, I've got tons. At this point, it had been snowing here and they lived literally around the corner. So we were like shuffling along the ice, me and my partner, bringing these boxes from their house to ours. Obviously, I then had the intention of taking them straight to the allotment, but the snow didn't budge. It stuck around for a good few days, and we had, you know, like minus 11 degrees Celsius temperatures. So there was no way that I was getting down that allotment in those weathers. I thought, I don't even know if the gate's going to open, you know, I don't know what it's going to be like underground. I don't know if I'll get the car in and out. So yeah, I left it as it was. It wasn't a mandatory trip to go to the allotment, and I was only trying to drive if it was absolutely necessary because the roads around here were awful. And then she messaged me the next day, hey, I've got some more boxes, do you want them? Absolutely, yes, please. I then had to nip somewhere that I don't usually go for an appointment, but I saw that locally somebody was selling some horse manure, and it was all good. I checked it out, you know, the stuff, they hadn't sprayed the fields, anything like that. So I went and picked up some bags of horse manure, and that was also literally the day, 2 days before it snowed. So I had the intention of going to the allotment on the Sunday, but that was the day that the snow had come down, so I wasn't going anywhere. So yeah, I've got, oh my gosh, outside my house looks an absolute mess because I've got literally 12 bags of horse poop outside and tons of cardboard boxes, so I need to get it gone. It's been driving me a little bit bonkers, but yeah, so hoping that I can get at least some of that down to the allotment tomorrow. It definitely won't all fit in the boot of my car. I will need to do a couple of trips, but at least if I can get some of it gone, then my neighbours won't think that I'm completely messy and will see that I am getting rid of it. But yeah, very exciting. But the poop isn't rotted down, but I'm just going to chuck it on the compost heap because what's poop this year will be compost next year, so happy days. But yeah, so I will catch you in the morning when, oh, fingers crossed, everything is still in place at the allotment, and even down to like my weed suppressant. Like, I think that that is quite secure, but we'll see tomorrow, won't we? So yeah, what is probably a 14-15 hour wait for me will be with you now. So I'm back home. I am finishing the video where I started it. So yeah, you've seen the damage. I should have listened to the advice. I did listen to the advice, I just didn't think it would have got ruined that quickly. I thought I still had a chance to get down there and get the cover off before the wind came, but no. I'd imagine that's only happened in the last day or two, because I think on our little sort of group WhatsApp for the allotment, I think they would have mentioned it if they'd seen somebody's polytunnel sort of flying around as it was. So yeah, it might have even happened last night because the winds here were really bad last night. So it's possible that it happened last night. But yeah, so I am disheartened. I am a bit gutted. I done a lot of pouty lips since then, but yeah, I've learnt my lesson and I will replace it at some point. Not yet, because it's not the cheapest thing in the world to replace, and I'd brought it with my bonus from work, so yeah, it's just frustrating. But it is on the cheaper scale of a polytunnel, which is why obviously the poles have bent and stuff so easily. Yeah, I'm just a bit disheartened, so I'm going to leave it there. But what I will say is that my garlic is showing really promising signs. It's all growing up. So yeah, I hope that it's doing the right thing, and I hope I'll get some garlic. But yeah, I've not got a lot to say. I'm just so disheartened. I really am. I'm annoyed with myself that I didn't go down before, but realistically, I just don't know when I would have fit it in. But I should have done it. Should have gone down before. It's my own fault. I was silly. I got the advice. I was told to do it. I knew I should have done it, and I didn't. So that's a big lesson learned. But yeah, I'm still hopeful for the growing season. I've still got loads to grow. The polytunnel isn't the be all and end all to grow in. It's just a nicety to have. So yeah, I'm going to wait till the gloomy weather's out the way and possibly look at replacing it then. But that's the swings and roundabouts of an allotment, isn't it? I've got the garlic looking great, but the polytunnel was basically flat pack again when I went down today. Oh, I'm really, yeah, just deflated, I think. But yeah, got loads to do. I bought some baskets yesterday to plant my strawberries in, which ironically I was then going to hang in my polytunnel, which some people say not to do, some people say is great. So I was just going to trial it with a couple of my strawberry plants. But that won't happen now. Yeah, it is what it is. It's nearly January and it's nearly time to start looking at planting seedlings. Obviously not quite yet, but we're nearly there. Anywho, right, I shall leave that with you for today. Just a quick one, just a quick update. Don't know when I'll get back down on the plot now. Should be within the next week, I'd imagine, but I just need to, I've saved the cover because I will use that at some point to go over a bed or something like that, and I will try and save the poles. I'll try and think of something that I can do with the polytunnel. Some of the poles are actually completely split, so not only have they bent, they've actually split. So I won't be keeping those on the allotment just because of sharp edges and things like that. So I probably will just dispose of those. But yeah, the rest of it I will try and reuse if I can. So I think I only bought that polytunnel in, I think it was November, and it's now the end of December, and it's not grown anything, not used it, and it's a shambles already. So yeah. What a shame, and I'm deflated. So I do apologise. I'm not going to keep going on. I'm going to end the video there because it isn't the most exciting or joyful video at all. But yeah, I will leave that with you.